Hi there, my name is Joel Kokos, owner of Functional Forever Fitness, and I welcome you to our training today. And what we are going to cover is all of the secrets that we use with our clients so that they can finally lose weight, keep it off, have the energy, vitality, and health that they want in their 50s, 60s, 70s, and beyond. More specifically, what we're going to cover in this training today is why you have lost weight and gained it back over and over again, why diets do not work, but the fitness industry, they don't want you to know that, and how you can finally lose weight, keep it off eating the foods that you love when you want to eat them, and not having to be miserable or restrictive when following a traditional diet. And then we're also going to talk about how you need to exercise as we get into our 50s and 60s and beyond, because it's different. Why walking isn't good enough and it's actually causing you harm. What you can do to reverse time so that you can do everything that you need to do and like to do for the rest of your life. And by making a simple choice, the years ahead of you can truly be the best years of our life, because that's what we want. Everyone, we get into the age of retirement, and there's, people say the golden years, but unfortunately a lot of people, they don't have the golden years because they don't have their health and their fitness. And we are going to show you today exactly how you can do just that. So who is this training for? This training is for anyone, if you're tired of having the strength, flexibility, energy that you could have, but you don't currently have it. You need to lose weight and you're tired of doing diets that are restrictive or they're hard to follow and you end up gaining the weight back. Maybe your health is at stake and you want to get control of your life. Maybe your parents or someone in your family has had cancers or diabetes, and these are the things that you have seen happen to friends or family member, and you don't want them to happen to you. Or maybe you just don't want to feel as vulnerable as you did in 2020. And 2020 taught us one thing, is that our health is our most important asset, yet a lot of people aren't focusing on it, at least in the right way. And maybe you just don't want to feel like that. Maybe you want to know that all your bases are covered and that you are as healthy as fit as you could possibly be. If that's the case, then this program is a good fit for you. Now, who this is not for, anyone just looking for a quick fix, a silver bullet, take this pill, take this supplement, drink this thing, do this one thing, and you're going to see all these incredible results. Fortunately, that just never happens, and it's not the truth with anything in life. Anyone who isn't truly interested in your health or longevity, anyone who is stuck, but you're not open to the idea of trying something different. We hear it all the time that people, they need to lose weight and they want to improve their strength, their energy, and do all these incredible things in their life. And then when we make suggestions, they just want to keep doing what they're doing, which is the definition of insanity, is doing the same thing over and over again and trying to expect a different result. And anyone who isn't interested in working with certified professionals in this field, because after all, if you're not working with a certified coach specifically for adults 55 plus, then you are not getting the maximum results that you could have with your program. Now, before we go any further, I should say who I am. So this is a picture of myself on the right and my brother Jared on the left. And 5 years ago, we opened 3 gyms with a specific purpose to train adults 55 plus. And a little bit of a backstory is our grandfather, about 20 years ago, he suffered an aortic aneurysm. And just like many of you guys, he was a fit, healthy young man. And as he aged, he didn't quite take his health seriously, his nutrition, his exercise. And what happened is he put on weight. And at his peak weight, he was about 275 pounds, which was obese for a man his height. And eventually he paid the price, and he had an aortic aneurysm about 20 years ago. Now, luckily and incredibly, he survived that event, survived surgery, but the surgery left him in a wheelchair for the rest of his life. And he could walk kind of with a walker, but basically he was stuck in a wheelchair. And his quality of life suffered. But our grandmother's quality of life suffered, and all of our cousins and family, they suffered seeing him live the last 20 years of his life this way. And so we made it our life's mission to help adults 55 plus lose the weight, have the fitness and health and vitality that they want, so they never have to suffer what our grandfather suffered with. And that led us to 5 years ago opening 3 gyms, specifically training adults 55 plus. Now, we are certified functional aging specialists. I'll talk about that a little later, what that means and why that's important. We've trained hundreds of clients aged 51 to 82, helped them lose over hundreds of pounds, thousands of pounds in the totals of our clients, get off medications, go on these amazing ventures and have this energy that they never thought possible as they age. That's just a little bit of who we are, because it's important for you guys to know who's helping you guys out today. And I'm going to start with this. And a lot of you guys, this is probably 10, 20, even 30 years off into the future. But what's important is the decisions that we make right now, they determine the outcome of our life. And so these two women are approximately the same age. Which life are you designing? And what I mean by that is, what are the choices that you're making right now? Or what are the choices that you're about to make or going to make in your life that's going to put you on a path? Because we know that how we end up, unless there's an unfortunate event in our life, how we end up in terms of health and disease and fitness is all about the choices we make. And the choices that you make right now might put you on the path more like a woman on the left, or it might put you on the path more like the woman on the right. And I think we all know which path we would rather be on. But the choice is yours. And you have to decide about which choice you want to make. Do we really want to get help, losing this weight, keeping it off, having the energy, exercising the right way so that you're fit and healthy into the 50s, 60s, and 70s. Now, how do we ensure functional longevity? And this is really important because we want to make sure that all of our clients, they have functional longevity. Now, what does functional longevity means? That means you have the ability to do what you need to do, like to do, and want to do for the rest of your life. Now, sometimes when I ask people a question, once you get into your 70s or 80s or 90s, would you rather have more years on the end of your life, or would you rather have better quality years? And everyone says they'd rather have better quality years. But it's actually a trick question, because not only can we add years to our lives, but we can make them the best years of our lives. We just have to know how to do it. We have to finally lose the weight and keep it off, and that's what we help our clients do. We need to learn how to exercise the right way so we have the strength and the balance and the flexibility and the energy that we want to do all these incredible things. And when we do it the right way, which is in our simple step-by-step process, we can have functional longevity, meaning we're adding years to our lives into the best years of our lives, and we feel amazing, and we have an incredible self-confidence. We look and feel the best that we ever have in our entire life, and it's possible. It's never too late. We just have to know how to do it the right way. So we want to make sure we're focusing on functional longevity. Now, there's 3 mental aging paradigm shifts that we need to talk about before we start talking specifically about the nutrition and how to exercise as we get a little bit older into our 50s and 60s. Number 1, aging isn't a bad guy. Premature aging is. And what I mean by that is we all have 2 ages. We have a primary age and we have a secondary age. Now, the primary age is the age on our driver's license. Both you and myself, every year we are getting 1 year older on paper, and there's nothing that we can do about that. And it doesn't really matter, but what really matters is our secondary age. And our secondary age is, think of it as the age of your body or the age of your cells. This means that you are at the weight that you want, and you have the confidence and the fitness and the strength and the balance to do all these incredible things. And you and I both know people in our lives, and we see these people, that maybe they're in their 80s or even 90s, and they do all these incredible things. Maybe just like this gentleman on the right, they can run the 100 meters at 100 years old. And I know that's way off into the future for many of us. But we see these people that do these incredible things. And what that means is their secondary age is younger than their primary age. And that's what we want. We want to be 60 or 70, but be able to do things like most 40-year-olds or 50-year-olds. Now, we also know people that are the opposite, that are, maybe in their 40s or 50s, but their health is really bad, they're overweight, and they just can't do all the things that they want, and they're moving and treating life more like they're in their 60s or 70s. And that's what we don't want. We don't want our secondary age to be older than our primary age. So that's paradigm shift number 1. Number 2 is that old isn't a number, it's just a mindset. And what I see happen so many times with people is they say, now I'm in my 50s or my 60s and I just can't lose the weight, and it's because I'm older and I just can't do these things. I can't do these things, and they sort of accept where they're at in their life. But it doesn't need to be that way. We've helped clients in their 70s lose 50, 60, even 100 pounds. And so anything is possible at any age, and we have to stop getting in the mindset of I'm older and therefore I can't do these things, or this program isn't going to work for me. And then aging paradigm shift number 3 is that aging is fluid, as it's never too late to change it. Now, what I mean by that is we now know that genetics only accounts for about 25% of our aging process, or where we're at in terms of our health. And a lot of times, not that many years ago, we used to think like, oh, this is just in my genetics, or these are sort of the cards that I'm dealt and there's nothing we can do about it. But we know that that's not the case. And at least 75% is up to you. And it kind of gets back to that very first slide that I showed you, where the choice is up to you, and the choices that you want to make is going to determine the outcome of your life. So both of these women are 74 years old. The choice is yours to make. So do we finally want to get a grip on our health and our fitness and do it the right way and learn how to do it the right way so we can end up more like the woman on our left, which is maybe a little bit of an extreme example, but it gets the point across a little bit? Or are we just going to settle and become, someone like the woman on the right, where we don't have our health or our weight or our confidence or vitality that we really want to have as we age? Now, let's talk more about nutrition, because so many people are struggling with weight loss. If you were here, perhaps weight loss is something that you've struggled with. Maybe you've lost weight, gained it back over and over again, trying to figure out what works and what doesn't, and you're just frustrated and you want to finally lose weight and keep it off forever. I'm going to show you exactly how we do that, guaranteed with our clients, and it works every single time. Now, nutrition that fails these are all the different, even just some of the different diets or protocols that are out there, and I'm going to share with you why they fail. So keto is a very popular one, and if you don't know what keto is, keto means it's a very high-fat, moderate protein, and basically zero-carb diet. But the problem with keto is it's not sustainable. It works for a period of time, and lots of people can lose weight, but inevitably, almost 100% of the time, they gain it back. Weight Watchers, many people have tried Weight Watchers, maybe even yourself has tried Weight Watchers, but it's not sustainable because you can't just count points for the rest of your life, and you need to learn how to eat and how to make it work for you, and just constantly putting a number to something, it doesn't work. Eating a diet that's a bunch of shakes or packaged food like Jenny Craig or Ideal Protein or something like that, it's not sustainable. Can you really just drink shakes or buy this really expensive packaged food for the rest of your life? The answer is probably no. Or eating a really low-calorie diet where, yes, you can lose weight in the beginning, but then your energy is really low and you can't sleep and you can't do the things that you love. It's not sustainable. And any diet with a name, it's not sustainable. So you can see the one thing that every nutrition plan that fails has in common is that it's not sustainable. And what that means is, with all of these plans, they may be great, and they are great at helping people lose weight for the first time. We're helping people lose weight within a 1 month or 2 months. But where they are terrible at is helping people keep it off, meaning sustainable, meaning can you do it for the rest of your life? And this is where people get into the yo-yo effect, because what happens is they follow a diet, they lose some weight, but they can't maintain it because it's so restrictive, and then they end up resorting back to their old habits, and inevitably the weight comes back. So then they try the next one. Maybe after keto, you try Weight Watchers, and the cycle repeats. And then after that, and you gain the weight back, then you try a shake and a packaged food program, and you lose the weight, and then you gain it back. And this process goes on over and over, maybe years and years, maybe even decades on end. And eventually, you quit because nothing seems to work, and you end up living the rest of your life with the weight that you're not happy with, the confidence that you're not happy with, or the energy or fitness level that you're not happy with. So what you need to do is you need to follow a nutrition plan that is sustainable. And that is what we do with our clients. Now, there's 3 secrets that you need to know with nutrition, and they are right here on this screen. It does not matter what diet it is or program or anything of that sort. If it does not have these 3 things, it is going to fail. And these are in order of importance. So this is what we call our fat loss pyramid. Now, the most important thing is sustainability. And that means you can eat this way for the rest of your life. Now, you might be thinking, oh, I really don't want to follow a diet or something for the rest of your life. And that's the problem, is because a lot of times when people think of a diet, they think of something that's restrictive or miserable, and you're just going to do it for a period of time and lose weight, rather than eating the way that you want to eat, even the foods that you like to eat right now, and losing weight doing it that way. That means it's sustainable. If you're a meat and potatoes type of family, you can eat that way and lose weight and keep it off for the rest of your life because it's sustainable for you. Maybe you're a vegan and that really works for you. So if I were to say, okay, now we're going to eat meat, do you think it's going to work for you? The answer is no, you're going to fail because it's not sustainable. So what we do is we help build nutrition plans, custom nutrition plans that are the right fit for you, your goals, your lifestyle, how you want to eat, how your family wants to eat, so it's sustainable. And this way, you lose the weight once, you never have to do a fat loss program again, and you keep it off for the rest of your life. So that's the number 1 most important factor, is sustainability. Number 2 is calorie deficit. If you're looking to lose weight, you need to be in a calorie deficit. Now, that's just science, but unfortunately what people do is they do too extreme of a calorie deficit, and then it kind of wrecks your metabolism, and then people struggle and they end up gaining weight back, and then they end up plateauing as well because they can't seem to lose the weight anymore because they've been in this calorie deficit for too long of a period of time. Number 3 is protein, and you need to make sure that you're getting enough protein, primarily because as we lose weight, your body actually wants to lose muscle mass. And as we age, we do not want to lose muscle mass, and it's actually an epidemic in North America. It's called sarcopenia, and what that means is as we age, our body loses muscle mass. And that means your metabolism goes down, your strength goes down, your energy goes down, you can't do all the things that you love. So one of the things we have to focus on is maintaining our muscle mass. And protein is one of the best ways to do it, combined with strength training, which we're going to talk about in a moment. So these are the 3 things that nutrition has to have in order to work. You don't have to be restrictive. You don't have to eat these crazy foods or buy these shakes or stop eating the foods that you love. You just have to do it the right way, which we teach our clients, and it has to be sustainable. You have to be in a calorie deficit, and you have to make sure you're getting enough protein. You do those 3 things, your nutrition plan is going to work. You're going to lose weight even when everything in the past has failed you, and you're going to keep it off for the rest of your life. Now, sometimes people don't believe some of these things and the people that we work with. So obviously, I'm going to respect your time and not keep this an hour long. So I'm just going to show you a few before and after. So this is Cindy. Cindy has lost over 60 pounds at age 63. And it's an incredible story. She actually lost her husband, and she was taking care of her husband, and she put her husband first for herself. And one promise she kept to her husband when he finally passed away of cancer was that she was going to take care of herself. And that's when she started to work with us, and she continues to work with us, and she's an amazing client. We have Karen, and Karen has lost 35 pounds at age 54, and she was really struggling to find an exercise program that she could stick with. And once working with us, she found something that was working. She continues to see success, and she loves every minute of it. And last, we have Sue, and Sue has lost 125 pounds with our program, and she's been able to keep that weight off. And she struggled. She tried everything before our program: Weight Watchers, Jenny Craig, HCG, keto, you name it, she had tried it, and she just wasn't seeing success because it wasn't sustainable. And so once we showed her how to use our simple program, she was able to lose weight and keep it off forever, which is amazing. And Sue's an incredible person who we adore and we continue to work with as well. So we've talked a little bit about nutrition and what people are doing, why it's wrong, how to do it the right way. Now we're going to switch gears, talk a little bit about fitness, because fitness is also something that a lot of people are doing wrong, and we're going to show you how to do it the right way. So how can fitness help us as we age? Well, other than the simple fact of improving our strength and our energy, it can also help with arthritis and osteoporosis and heart disease and diabetes. And honestly, this list is endless. But the problem is people are exercising the wrong way for the most part. And I'm going to show you how to do it the right way. But first, I'm going to explain to you what our aging trajectory is and why it's important, because this is important for learning how to exercise the right way. So I'll take a few minutes to explain this slide. So you can see that on the y-axis, we have functional capacity. Now think of functional capacity as just your physical ability to do things. So the higher you are on this axis, mean the better you are at doing things, you're more physically able to do the things that you want to do. And on the bottom, we have age. Now you're going to see this tan colored line here that we call the disability threshold. And when someone is below the disability threshold, so you're down here, it means that someone has to help you do things. You can't do the things that you need to do, like to do, and want to do, and someone needs to take care of you. So we all have a day when we are born, right here, where our age is 0 and our functional capacity is low. We're below the disability threshold. Now what that means is our parents have to take care of us. We're unable to do anything for ourselves. And as we age and we grow and we develop, that functional capacity and our physical ability, it starts to increase, and we cross that line, and then we're now able to do things for ourselves, and eventually we get to our early adult life and we sort of reach our peak physical ability to do things. Maybe that's in your late 20s or early 30s or mid 30s. It doesn't really matter. But what does matter is at some point in our life, we start to turn and go the other way, meaning our physical capability starts to go down. Now you can see when we grow, we're all on the same trend. However, there's points in our lives where you might be on a trajectory more like this, or maybe more like this yellowish orange line. And what's important is the decisions that you make in our life, the lifestyle and the fitness and health choices. These determine your aging trajectory. So maybe right now, you know you need to lose weight, and you know your fitness isn't very good. And unfortunately, maybe right now you feel like you're on a trajectory like this. And why this is important is because if you stay on this trajectory, you eventually cross that disability threshold again. And this is where, someone needs to go into a long-term care home, where someone needs to take care of you. Now, like I said with some of the pictures that I've shared, maybe this is 20, 30, 40, 50 years off for some of us. But what's really important is the choices that we make right now, they determine the trajectory that we go on. And so time is of the essence, because we want to make sure that we lose the weight so that we have the health that we have, so that we can be on a trajectory more like this. Meaning all the way until the end of our life, we are above the disability threshold and we can do all the things that we need, like, and want to do for the rest of our life. And that is what is really important. So when it comes to fitness especially, we need to make sure we're doing it the right way, because doing it the wrong way puts us more on a trajectory like this. Okay, now that we know about our aging trajectory and why it's important, we need to know how to exercise so that we can improve our aging trajectory. Now, this may look like a busy slide, but I'm going to explain it, I'll break it down and give you a really good analogy here in a moment. So in the middle, you can see we have physical function. And what this means is this is our ability to do all the things that we want, to have the strength and the balance and the fitness and the health and the energy and the vitality that we want, that we know we can have, but unfortunately a lot of us don't. Now you can see that this branches out to 6 areas. We have musculoskeletal, which is like your strength, your cardiorespiratory, which is fairly self-explanatory, your cardio, your balance, mobility, cognitive emotional, which is your ability to handle pain or your memory, your problem solving. And then we have neuromuscular, which is like your reaction and your motor control and your coordination. And this one, sometimes people don't understand what that is, but think about, sometimes we see people and they get, once they're in their 80s and their 90s and they can't move well and they don't have the motor control or the coordination that they once had. Now, unfortunately, what happens is a lot of people, they're exercising the wrong way. And I told you that I was going to tell you how walking, because if you're only walking, you can be doing more harm than good. Now, I need to preface that with saying walking has benefits, and we encourage everyone to walk. But if walking is your only form of exercise, you're leaving a lot of things on the table. So when you're walking or biking or golfing, what you're really doing is you're improving your cardiorespiratory arm down here. But you're not improving your balance, you're not improving your mobility, your cognitive emotional, your neuromuscular, and you're not improving your musculoskeletal or your strength. So you're really only improving one aspect of your full physical function. The same maybe with yoga. When you do yoga, you're improving your balance, maybe a little bit of mobility, but you're not improving your cognitive emotional, your neuromuscular, or your strength. So you're missing out that, and you're not improving your cardio. And the analogy I really like to give is a car. When we all buy a car, what most people do to maintain that car, think of that as the health of your car, is we do regular oil changes. And by doing a regular oil change, we are improving that aspect of the car. We're improving the oil and we're fixing that and we're improving all the things that the oil does in the car, which is important. But we let everything else slowly wear down until the point that it breaks. And maybe something in your transmission breaks, or you have to replace your tires, or maybe your shocks break. And then we have to take them to the auto body shop and get them fully replaced. And think of that as your body. A lot of times, we neglect so many things in our life, and then eventually maybe we have to go get a surgery in the hospital, or we eventually get diabetes because our weight is bad or something like that. And we don't want that to happen. So back to the car, the best way to maintain your car is to not only do regular oil changes, but it's also to regularly maintain your tires and your transmission and your shocks and all the things in your car regularly before they break down. And then not only is your car going to last longer, but it's going to run better. And that's exactly what we want for ourselves. We want to last longer, but we want to run better. So we need to make sure that we're improving all of these areas of our fitness, not just our cardio, not just our balance. So how do we do that? What we do is we work with a program, and it's called functional strength training, and that is what we do with our clients. And in our 30-minute workouts, we are working on all 6 of these areas. We're improving our strength at the same time as our cardio, at the same time as our balance and mobility. And we're also improving our cognitive emotional and our neuromuscular function so that as we age, we can still do all these incredible things, and that our mind is healthy and our motor control is good. And so by doing this functional strength training and doing it the right way, we are able to improve all 6 of these areas at once, so we can quote unquote maintain the car and it lasts as long as we want running as in top physical function. And that also helps with our ability to lose weight. Now, with our program, what is really important is that all of our coaches are functional aging specialists, meaning we're certified to train older adults. Now, legally, you obviously don't need to be certified to train someone in their 50s or 60s. But what's really important is Would you rather work with someone who for the last 5 years has been training older adults and they're certified to do so? Meaning we know how to help people when they have, maybe they've had a knee replacement or knee surgery, or their hips are sore, or joints are sore, or they hurt their shoulder, or they have these limitations or injuries. We know how to work with you from an exercise standpoint so we can still improve our physical function, and you don't have to sit on the sidelines just because you have an injury or a limitation. And the analogy I like to give is, if you were to invest your hard-earned money, would you like to invest it in someone who went to university and has been investing money for the last 30 years with hundreds of clients and maybe managed millions or billions of dollars? Or would you rather invest your money with someone who went and last weekend they got a certification and now they think they know how to take your money and invest it for you? The answer is you'd probably rather do it with the former. And it's the same with our team. We've been doing this for years, helping hundreds of clients finally lose the weight, keep it off, and improve their fitness. And you obviously don't need to work with someone who is a functional aging specialist, but it makes a big difference because you can see even better results and you get to do it in a safe and effective manner. So I really hope that this presentation was able to open your eyes on why we need to focus and exercise and work on our weight loss in a different way. Why we need to make sure we make these choices right now so that we can determine the outcome of our life, why most diets and nutrition plans are failing you, and then how to exercise the right way. And what I'd love to invite you to do is we would like to offer you a free clarity call. And what we do on these calls is we sit down and we talk about, what are your goals? What are you looking to do? Are you looking to lose 20 pounds, 30 pounds, 40 pounds? Maybe your goal isn't weight loss. Maybe it's more just fitness-based. What are you struggling with? And how can we overcome that? And then what do you need to do specifically to reach your goals? And the point of this call is to see how, and you're going to gain clarity on the action steps you can take right away. Now, if you felt that working with us might be a good fit, then we can talk about what working with us looks like. But even if that's not the case and it doesn't seem like we're a good fit for each other, you're going to come away learning of some of the things you can do right now with the things that maybe you have at home, and how we're going to give you some action steps for your nutrition so that you can hit your goals right away, even if you don't work with our team. So all you need to do is scroll down, and we invite you to book a clarity call with our team so that we can help you out right away. This is a free call so that you can learn what you need to do right away, and then you can learn a little more about our program. So I hope this was helpful for you guys. I thank you very much for spending, the last 30 minutes with me and gaining clarity on all of these things. So thank you guys. We'll talk to you very soon.